Hey guys, I was thinking about things that I could blog about today, and talking with one of my friends who recently lost their job, and something kind of came to me that I figured I should share with you, and that's the difference between value and cost. Um, Something that I used to teach my employees was to build value for a customer when you're talking about products in a sales conversation. And they really never got it at first because people don't think that way. Um, Value to most people uh, is the cost of an item, and that's very different. The cost is what you're asked to pay for something, the monetary cost of something. And we should probably throw in worth and price. Price and cost are the same thing, so we don't have to talk about that too much. But worth is how much the owner of a product or a service expects that they will get should they sell that product or service. So worth is kind of an opinion. Cost is a number. But value is much different. Value is something that builds importance. It shows somebody whether or not something's necessary, worthwhile. Um, and it's important to recognize when you're going through life and looking at opportunities and whatever you have, to look at the value of everything that you're doing, everything that you're buying. Um, this actually occurred to me when I was in a restaurant for lunch, and I was kind of joking around with one of my friends. I'm a big person, and admittedly so. And part of that problem was working in retail for so many years. You kind of lean on whatever's around, especially as a manager. You have to be available, and they don't allow you the time that you really need to have a lunch. And when you're having a lunch, when you're eating that food, um, you're usually eating it quickly and answering questions of employees as you go. So you don't have that time to breathe. And when you're really trying to rush, you wind up starting to eat garbage, fast foods, um, things like that. And when you're on a tight budget, eating healthy is not necessarily an option because you're looking at the cost of everything. Um, what I started to do, even in my personal life, was starting to look at the value of these things rather than the cost. Sure, if I went to McDonald's right now, I could probably get quite a bit of food for just a little bit of money, and the cost would be low. The value of that food to my body is also low. So the trade is strange to me. I was trying to figure out a way to put it in words earlier. Lowest cost by any means necessary is what we're looking at. Save money at any cost is another way I wanted to put it. Save money at any cost. That's not looking at value at all. That's just conservation. That's just survival. And why do we have to think that way? Well, because we're wage slaves, because we're used to thinking about money in a mathematical way, in a linear way, and we're not used to looking at the value. Well, what really struck all this up was I bought lunch for my friend, and he placed his order, and then the person behind the counter said how much it was, and he he looked at the price and said, wow, that was expensive. For two people, it was about $20. That's not too expensive. But it's enough to kind of raise an eyebrow. But the value of eating that lunch from that particular restaurant was far greater than the value of eating lunch from a fast food restaurant. Ramen costs a couple cents for a pouch. The value of ramen is low. It doesn't contribute to your health at all. And what you should be eating, and trust me, I know, because I've done both things, should have value. So I want to look at that and consider that when I'm looking at these opportunities, and the cost seems kind of arbitrary when I look at it that way. The value of joining the Empower Network and the Instant Payday Network, which I'm part of both, far outweighs the cost of doing both. The Instant Payday Network is a free system, and I invested some money into advertising and a domain name and a hosting service and that kind of thing. And the Empower Network, it's not a free service. It's a $25 a month for a minimum to become part of the Empower Network. But the value is far greater than what the cost could ever be. And I'm confident that the cost can be made up by working the program, becoming an affiliate, and selling the product. But the value of owning the product, even if you don't become an affiliate, will help your business immensely. It changes the way you think. It changes the way you look at marketing and your business itself. And it's an opportunity for you to take a giant leap forward, or one of those teeny tiny steps into running your own business. So consider that when you're looking at these videos. I'll provide a link below for you to both programs, for you to kind of experience what they're about, and feel around whether or not you want to see if they're an opportunity for you. But I want you to consider the value of having these programs and the cost of working. Owning your own business, being an entrepreneur, it's not going to be work. The value of owning your own business, though, is that when you find your niche, when you find that spot where you feel successful, and everybody's definition of success is going to be different, but when you find that niche, you'll find happiness, you'll find comfort in knowing that you can provide for yourself and your family. The cost of working 60 to 80 hours a week, watching the same people get the same reward for trading their time that you're trading your time for money, and knowing you work harder than them, you're better at your job than them, and knowing that they get rewarded the same. The cost to your health, to what you're doing to your body, to your back, if your job is to lift things or deliver stuff, to or in the healthcare industry, that's being in the healthcare industry is probably one of the most unhealthy things you can do for your spine. the cost of all these things, the value of joining these networks and finding true inspiration to start your own business, there's no way to compare the two. So please click the link. Don't hesitate. Give it a shot. It's not going to cost you any money to watch the videos, to find out more information. And hopefully I'll see you inside.